I think I totally hit that button like 0.5 seconds, a little bit too quickly, but that's okay. The countdown was over and here I am. Hopefully you guys can hear me really well. The internet looks like it's going to actually work today, which is always nice. And I have a baby, just as promised, a sweet little puppy for you guys. I'm super duper excited to have him up here for you guys to get to see. Kaylee's waiting off to the side so she can take him back to his litter.
Hi guys.
And she was sweet enough to bring me this puppy because rather than pictures today, I thought it would be fun to have one of them up here for you guys. And he is just so sweet. Can you see his cute little sweet face? Oh, he is just been sitting here with me while I've been clicking all the buttons and pressing all the stuff. And clearly a cat fake news. It's clearly a cat. Are you a kitty cat? Oh my goodness. No, because we don't have those in this house. So there's no cats in this house. I'm gonna give him back to Kaylee now, who's gonna take him downstairs. Thank you, sissy. But they're only gonna be here with us for I think a little bit less than
August 13th.
That's right. Yeah, between August 13th and August 16th, everybody will be picking up their babies. So, I mean, it's not going to be very much longer that I get to share the super cute babies with you guys. So, hopefully this Friday and next Friday, I'll be able to bring one up here to show you because they're so cute and cuddly and a lot of work. But they're cute enough to make up for the fact that they're a lot of work. I think that's important. So, in case you guys did not know, in case there's anybody new watching, this is the Mega Live list over at Tulips and Honey, and I am Lauren Hereford, your host of wow, Mr. Forkle, we are live right now. No sir, you need to be more professional. Anyways, I am Lauren Hereford, the host of the Tulips and Honey Hub, host of the Tulips and Honey podcast, and this is the Mega Live list that we try to do every Friday. Sometimes, unfortunately, it happens on Saturdays, which really throws off my whole week. Let me just tell you that much right now. But this week, we're good. It's on Friday, and so that's good. At least this week is going how it's supposed to go, and hopefully today's show will go how it's supposed to go, and everything will be okay. But what we do on the Mega Live list is I share recommendations, suggestions, books, or videos, or anything that I've seen throughout the week that I think will be edifying for you guys. We answer questions, prayer requests, all that kind of good stuff, and I'm sorry that things are shaking. But the parents of said puppy that you guys just got to see are now sitting here wondering why on earth I was playing with their little nugget. And they're sitting on top of my equipment. So hopefully nothing goes wrong or hits me. Because that would be really funny. If it happens and I can't put it in a blooper reel, though, that would be a little bit devastating. But anyways, let me say hi to everybody that's in the comment section already. Because I haven't gotten to do that yet. So let me zoom down here. I've got my little YouTube app open. So hi to Kaylee, my sweet daughter, who of course was just in here. She's amazing. Hi to Mark and Amanda and Mayoshi, and also hi to Holly and Sandy, Kristen, Patrick from Cave of the Cross Apologetics. I'm so glad that you guys are all here to watch. We do have an Oreo for today. I mentioned it in the post that I did over on the Facebook group, but just in case you're not a part of the Facebook group, we do have carrot cake for today. Carrot cake Oreos. Once again, I can smell them, and the package has not been opened. But I'm a little encouraged because Clementine has been in here trying to get to them. So, I mean, I'm encouraged by that because usually when they're gross, she doesn't want anything to do with them. Like the Java ones last week that were so gross, I actually left them on the dresser. And of course, Clementine sleeps in here where the dresser is. which is a bedroom. So, I mean, it's probably not good that we let our dogs sleep in the bedroom with us. But anyways, at least they can't destroy things in the house if they're in here with us. But I left the Java treats over here, the Java Oreos, and she didn't touch them. So, and we didn't like them. There's a consistency here. The birthday cake ones were probably nasty enough to make any kind of animal want to vomit. So anyways, we do have the Oreos for today. We have some really cool questions for today. I'm going to tell you guys about the episode that's coming on Monday, but I don't actually have a clip for you guys for like a sneak peek. So that's not a thing that I have today, but I'm sure we can make up for that with lots of squirrels and stuff while we're talking. That's something that'll kind of balance out, right? I don't know. Maybe not. Patrick, since you said that, I'll give you guys that. Here you go.
What's wrong with you people?
I love having that button. That is such a fun button to have. Okay. So without further ado, I don't have pictures to show you guys today, but Cindy did send me a really funny joke via the emails, which of course, if you guys do have super goofy jokes, like dad joke kind of ideas that you want to send me, you can send me those. Also, if you have pictures of your super fluffy, adorable babies, your fur babies, your human babies, you can send me those too. I don't mind. If you have pictures of squirrels or funny things, you can send them to me so that I can share them with everybody else here on the live event. So Cindy sent this funny joke. A teacher asked her students to use the word beans in a sentence. My father grows beans, said one girl. My mother cooks beans, said a boy. A third student spoke up. We are all human beings. I love that joke. I miss the days whenever Kaylee misspoke and said things like that. It was so cute. Getting to spend time with other people's little ones always reminds me of how adorable she was back whenever she would, like, you know, not say her things. This is precarious right here because everything around me is shaking and the dogs are just sort of they're just sort of waiting until they want to yawn or stretch in the right way that will just knock everything over. But hi to my amazingly handsome husband. Oh, I didn't see that over in the comment section that my sweet husband is watching or listening in while he's, you know, at work being superhero and stuff. It's so much fun. If you guys did not get to see the episode that we did together this Monday, so a few days ago, I posted, and it took forever to download onto YouTube, and it was really, really frustrating. We left it running all day, all night, trying to upload. I woke up the next morning and it was at 32%, not even processing. Because, you know, the fun thing about putting videos up on YouTube is that it downloads. You got to get to 100% of your download. And then you have to get to 100% of your processing. So it does it twice, basically, in other words. It's very annoying. So we woke up in the morning and it was 32%. And I was like, just forget it. You know, I'll start this over because surely there's something wrong with the way that I did the first time. So I started it over and it still wasn't working. And so I unplugged the internet, counted to 15 and plugged it back in. Worked like a charm after that. So one of the reasons why we were late today for the Mega Live List, which should have happened at 7:30, but happened instead around 7:40-ish, was because I unplugged it and counted to 15 and then plugged it back in just in case. Did you have that problem too, Patrick? What is that? What is going on? It's very annoying. It is very, very annoying. It's bad enough that, like, I have to lower the quality of my videos for YouTube just so that they'll, like, load correctly and stuff. But could you at least, like, let it load then quickly? 2-3 hours? Okay, that's annoying but understandable. 12 to 15, 16 hours? No. No, thank you. I don't think so. Nope. I just, I can hardly focus for 15 minutes. I left the computer and then forgot that I had a podcast. So I can't have things like that happening around it is true, Patrick, that's true. Our lives as podcasters are hard. It's a hard knock life for a podcaster. But if we want to continue to be introverts while still communicating with the church, then this is the only option for us. What's wrong with you computers? Yes, that's so true. That is so funny. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Okay. So let's see here. Before we get into the questions and the prayer requests, let's do the Oreo. Do you guys want to do the Oreos? Because usually at this point I would be showing you ridiculous pictures of squirrels and stuff, but I don't actually have ridiculous pictures of squirrels today. There's a hair tickling my nose. I'm sorry. I'm going to give you guys a squirrel, and I'm going to take a drink, and I'm going to see if I can get whatever hair is tickling my nose to stop.
What's
No,
wrong
that's
with
not
you
that is
people?
not a squirrel. I'm sorry. Here is a squirrel. Ugh. I don't know even. I can see it. I can see the hair. I can see the hair through my peripheral, but I can't actually find it.
I'm here for the Oreos.
You are here for the Oreos. Do you want to squat down over here?
Okay.
Not Mr. Forkle. You can't have an Oreo. Yeah, there you go.
And guys, before we start the Oreos, I've started a new hobby.
Oh, I wanted to tell them about that. I'm so excited. You guys, this is so cool. This
I like
is so,
to
so cool.
paint squishies, so like I take used squishies and I give them my own twist, and I brought 3 of my finished ones for you to see.
This is so much fun.
First of one is a little cupcake.
Can I hold it for them?
Yep, with vanilla sprinkles
So
and
squishy.
a little golden wrapper with golden glitter on it. And if you
It was really ugly when she got it.
it was very ugly.
Yeah, you made it look awesome.
And if you want to know a good thing for painting squishies, get puffy paint. Don't use acrylic or it will crack.
That makes a lot of sense.
And my next one, it used to be a star. Now she is the queen of all stars. She is the queen. She is
So cute.
beautiful.
Yep, she's very squishy too. I love that. I love the eyes. Like this was just a plain white little squishy thing, and she even added all those details. The eyes are super cute.
And last one that I didn't really try on. You know those little balls that you get out of the vending machines for kids? Well, I painted one of them.
It was really ugly when she got this too. It looks really cute
It
now.
is now a donut hole
Yes.
with grape frosting.
Great. Wow, you said that really interestingly. Great.
Grape?
That's why she has paint all over her face, by the way.
Yep. And
Oh no, there goes that. That's Clementine's.
No. Clementine, why are you scratching right there?
Oh, hi, Alyssa. Hi, I'm glad to
Hi,
have you here
Alyssa.
as well. Yes, super cute. Super duper cute.
So those
This-
are 3
this one doesn't smell.
squishies, and I'm working on several more.
Yep. She is so creative with this stuff.
Thanks.
Usually you use the cool clay stuff that we get you that sort of is foamy, but it's not foamy enough to be like a squishy.
No, it's not a squishy. It's cool though. I'm a sculptor, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, you do some great stuff. You should bring the octopus.
Oh my gosh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
BRB.
Yeah. BRB. I know what that means because I have a daughter. Clementine totally just tried to steal one of these because my producer is of course sitting here, monitoring the show like a good producer is supposed to do. Ooh, a spicy Oreo? Do they have those? Please tell me they don't really have those, Patrick. That needs to not exist. That shouldn't be a thing that exists.
Okay, so I have
So
this
cute.
giant octopus that's about to eat a cupcake.
It's so
Also,
cute.
it has a little bow.
No, Clementine. How cute is that? She just made this out of clay. Clementine, I need you to not do that.
Yeah, her mouth is open like she's about to take a ginormous bite out of the
I love her
small
little
cupcake.
bow. It's very cute.
Thanks, friend.
You're
I'll
welcome.
just put this next to my other creations.
Oh, good idea. Okay, are you ready to try this carrot cake? I'm glad that you're willing to suffer with me.
I really
So
love
this
carrot
is
cake.
the carrot cake Oreo.
Ooh, it smells so
It does
good.
actually smell like carrot
Smells
cake. It really
delicious.
does. I'm actually a big fan of carrot cake. So
I love carrot cake.
let's give it a try. We'll give it a try. Let's see. It's very carrot cakey. It legitimately tastes like a carrot cake.
That's pretty good.
Yep, a little too sweet,
Yeah, a little too sweet, a little bitter.
but very
Okay.
very carrot cakey.
Very carrot cakey. I just brushed my teeth, so that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, that was a bad
I
idea.
have a small drink.
I totally brought those drinks for you.
Thank you.
Will you take the Oreos with you when you go? Because Clementine is obsessed with these for some reason. She doesn't usually mess with our Oreos like this. She's
Because they're
normally...
disgusting.
Yeah, they're normally really gross, but these are not bad.
I'll come back for my little creations of death.
Okay, I'll make sure that the puppies don't get them. Alyssa said that she got these recently and thought they were pretty good too. They're not bad. You guys, this is literally the only time of the week that I get to eat Oreos. And I know that y'all remember because I've said it so many times that, Oreos used to be actually just like a part of my daily regimen of food. I would eat the most stuff. But since we went on the diet, this is the only time I get to eat Oreos. And unfortunately, the only kind of Oreos I get to eat are usually gross. But these are not bad. These are legitimately not bad. Are they most stuff? No, nothing is going to be better than the most stuff. But as far as carrot cakiness goes, legitimately carrot cakey. Seriously. What do you think about the aftertaste now that it's been a minute?
Yeah,
it's lingering, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very lingering.
Uh-huh.
It tastes like you took a carrot cake, you add an extra pound of carrots,
Mm-hmm.
boom,
Yep.
you got an Oreo.
They could have done a little bit less flavor.
Oh, and by the way, everybody, leave your requests for different Oreos.
Yeah. Good point.
We will try them.
I don't actually want to finish this, but I also don't want to set it down because Clementine is like a shark in the water right now. Usually she sleeps all the time. I don't know if you guys have ever had a golden doodle, but they're like 99% sleeping and then 1% zoomies. So there's nowhere. I'm going to put it in my pocket. It's going to be really gross, but I'll just wash that pocket later on and maybe everything will be okay. There. It's gone. It's gone. Maybe now they will leave my equipment alone. Nope, they're just licking my pockets. Wow. No pineapple on pizza, but veggies in dessert. Who's the heretic? Okay. You know, the thing is that carrots are actually kind of sweet. So it would make sense, like tomatoes go in a salad. Or some, like Mexican food, you have tomatoes in some of that. No? You know what? I don't have to defend myself to you, Patrick, because pineapple on pizza is gross. So carrot cake is actually, it's not my favorite. I wouldn't go out of my way to eat it, but I don't mind it. Like, if it's there, I'm going to eat it. Sometimes it's kind of nice as like a little bit of a change because everything else that I eat is chocolate and chocolate based and has extra chocolate drizzled on top. But I'm not going to lie. The aftertaste is a little upsetting, just like last week. The Java coffee thing where they were good, but it was good. It was just lingering, and that's what's happening with these. I don't particularly want to have the taste of carrot cake in my mouth for like a year. Sinners are always making excuses for their debauchery. Yes, that's right, Patrick. I agree. So very many people with their depravity of putting pineapple on pizza suppress that truth and unrighteousness as they continue to eat the grossness. I mean, can you even dip pineapple pizza in ranch? That's the whole point of eating pizza, is to eat ranch with a little bit of pizza. Is that just me? Maybe it's a Texas thing. I don't know. But that's what we do in our house. Anyways, I do have some questions that were sent in with some really, really important topics. I've got some recommendations to mention to you guys today. And then, of course, some prayer requests. And then I'll let you guys go and enjoy your Friday because you guys didn't come here to enjoy yourself. You came here to watch me suffer through eating weird Oreo flavors. But seriously, if you guys do find weird Oreo flavors, do let me know. Because when we went the other day, we were like, we're running out of flavors to try. And it's going to get bad enough that I end up having to try the mint. And I don't want to try the mint Oreos. I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I'll do it for you guys, but I don't want to. And, cherry pineapple dump cake. That sounds delicious. Pineapple ham pizza with ranch. Hi, Tabby. Do you really? Gross. Pineapples shouldn't be put in ranch, though. That's even worse. I'm going to pray extra for Tabby. Extra prayer for Tabby is coming along. You know what it even feels like? Maybe they actually put real carrot in there because I just bit down in my back chompers and it really felt like a little piece of carrot was there. It's not pleasant. Or what happens when you don't have milk for your Oreos? I don't know. I really don't want to have to try the mint Oreos, Tabby, but I'll do that before I try the thin ones. So we at least have those two more options. And they're always coming out with more weird flavors. But sometimes I don't really recognize that there's new flavors because I may be like looking at most stuff. No, sis, we have not tried the mint Oreos because I don't like mint chocolate stuff. I feel like mint is for like brushing your teeth and having mints for like good breath, but not for food. So, like growing up where you were constantly worried about swallowing the toothpaste. So whenever I eat chocolate mint flavored things, I'm like, is this for enjoyment purposes? Or did this person just suggest that my breath is stinky? I don't know, but I feel like I'd rather enjoy something not minty just in case. I don't know. That's probably just me being really, really weird, which is why y'all are here, so watch the weirdness. So, anyways, that was another squirrel. I'll give you guys a squirrel really quickly and yell squirrel, but before I do yell squirrel, this is actually the skiing squirrels. So, out of respect for the skiing squirrel, should I not yell? No, I'm still going to yell. It's still my podcast. I'm still just going to yell squirrel at you. Squirrel! So adorable. That is so cute. That is just too cute. I love it. It's just skiing. I mean, there's no way I could ski. I couldn't water ski. I'm definitely not, like, capable of skiing on snow. There's no way. But that little squirrel is so much more talented. So much more coordinated than I'll ever be. Maybe that's why I like it so much. Squirrels are pretty coordinated. It's actually really, really neat. Okay, so recommendations. What I have for you guys today. Okay, I'm really excited about this one because it combines two of my favorite people, two of my favorite ministries, I suppose you could say, because you guys know a lot of times I recommend to you guys Veritas Domain because that is just a fantastic blog. Pastor Jimmy over there does a fantastic job actually blogging, and he does so great. And then of course, Caves of Cross Apologetics with Patrick, even though he only shows up on the Mega Live list to cause problems in the comment section, they're still on the top list of my 5 favorite podcasts. So that's really why I put up with his nonsense in the group and I don't say anything just too terribly bad about his pineapple pizza obsession because he started all of this. So, I mean, maybe he didn't start it all in the original context of the discussion. I think it was actually just a question that was asked once. But I'm pretty sure he started the whole let's send Lauren a bunch of gross pictures and videos of ourselves eating disgusting pizza. Oh, hi, James. I'm glad to see you over in the comment section as well. Welcome to the Mega Live list. Okay, but he's still one of my favorite podcasters, and they're interviewing Pastor Jim from Veritas Domain, 2 of my very favorite things put together. And unlike pineapple and pizza, I have a feeling that these 2 things put together will actually be biblically sound rather than heretical. You like how I did that? I like how I did that. I'm having a little bit of too much fun with you guys with the pineapple pizza. Okay, but that's one of my recommendations I'm really excited about. It's going to be put out over on the Caves of Cross Apologetics on Monday. Usually whenever I am mentioning Pastor Jim at Veritas Domain, it's because of his amazing work that he's done dealing with the so-called contradictions in Scripture. He does a really great job taking each one apart and explaining most of them, and this has been really fun to read throughout, the years that I followed his blog, that most of them aren't even contradictions. Like, they're just not. They're like, okay, we can use Oreos as a great example. Oreos are a chocolate cookie with cream in the middle, but there are some that are not chocolate. Those are not contradictions. So you can say I have an Oreo that's a carrot cake flavored. You can also say Oreo is a chocolate cookie. They're not contradictions. It's actually just two bits of information. So contradiction is something different, and he does a great job of pointing that out, which is fun, really, really fun, especially because if you guys have ever had to deal with folks that are maybe intellectuals that are a little snooty and perhaps maybe even a little, condescending, and then you realize that even through all their condescending blarney, that it's still nonsense, and that's kind of fun. I think it's kind of fun, right? I don't have any more Oreos. The producer is back, most likely just checking. You can see kind of some of her fluff here. Most likely, I'm sure she's just checking all the cords. Usually her checking the cords, though, ends with them falling down on me. Hopefully that's not how she's going to check it today. But anyways, lots of squirrels. I'm super excited about that. I did make sure to put that in the description. I also put a link over to Veritas Domain in case you guys want to check out his blog, because I'm super excited about that. Now, I meant to put a couple of different things in here that it looks like I forgot to put, so that's not as much fun because there were some videos, and now, of course, because I didn't put them in there, I don't remember what they were. Exposit the Word. Dave from Exposit the Word did an interview with Ken Ham. That's really, really exciting. I forgot to put the link in the descriptions, but you can Google that. Very, very fun. And if you guys didn't know, Dave is actually the person who created this for me. So I recently, and I have to get it, I have to order it, and whenever I order it and get it into the house, it'll be the only clothes that I wear. But I recently crafted together a shirt with that squirrel in patterns covering the whole shirt. And I'm really excited about it. I can't wait till it gets here. It's going to be ridiculous. Ridiculous, but fun. So anyways, those are some of my recommendations that I had for you guys. This isn't actually a recommendation. No, sir. Why are you guys awake? You're usually asleep. Usually these two dogs just sleep while I'm going live. Anyways, it's not a recommendation, but it is something that I wanted to mention so you guys keep your eyes out. I'm sure most of you have heard about this, that on Thursday, Allie Beth Stuckey was banned from Twitter because she did not correctly gender somebody. So she misgendered an athlete that is a transgender athlete. And so Twitter completely banned her. And I was a little surprised to see such a large platform get banned, because you expect them to start with the little guy, and I'm sure that they have been. I'm sure they've been banning some smaller folks for a while now, but this was really, really disturbing for me to see that because of her religious point of view, she was banned. Oh, hi, Jackie. Oh, yes, that's right. We are live, meow. Right, meow. We're live. But no matter what Patrick tells you, our puppies are not cats. They are, in fact, puppies. So there's no fake news here. Unlike his comments, which are complete fake news whenever they're talking about how great pineapple on pizza is. That's obviously the real fake news. But anyways, I wanted to mention this so that you guys can keep your eyes and ears out on this, and also just be considering whenever you're deciding whether or not you want to support, whether it's financially or actually just through your actions of sharing people's content or watching content, and I don't know, maybe praying for people might be a good idea at this point. Be considering that right now at this point, it's actually going to be really helpful for a lot of folks out there who, if they're not being outright banned, they're being shadow banned, which is really, really difficult to even figure out. You guys remember that right before the conference, the Open Hearts pages were all shadow banned. So, and not just shadow banned, but actually given a warning stating that they had basically been paused. Everything was paused. So that's not good. Hi, servants of grace. Glad to have you here as well. But I just wanted to mention that so you guys can be praying about that. Hi, Lindsay. I'm glad to see you here as well. I put a link in the descriptions down below for the interview that I did with Allie Beth Stuckey, just in case you guys wanted to hear her testimony and a little bit about her book that I interviewed her about. It's a fantastic book. I have it here somewhere, but it is a pre-published copy because I had it sent to me before, so it doesn't look the same as if you were to buy one, but I need to find that. I like to have them here just so I can hold them up and show you them. But anyways, I put that link in the descriptions below in case you guys wanted to check that out. Now, that is it for the suggestions and recommendations. I do have some cool questions that were sent in, and hopefully, now somebody last week was telling me that they had sent me a question and I couldn't find it whenever I went to look for it. So if that's you and you're listening to this and you sent me a question last week, if you'll tag me in that again or resend it. I, for some reason, did not see it. So, let me know. Oh, I just remembered the other thing that I wanted to talk about, and that was the you know what? We'll talk about it next week. It's okay. I'll put it on there for next week, and hopefully I won't forget. But anyways, I did have some great questions sent, and the first one is about the COVID vaccine. So I know this is a really, really touchy topic. We're going to talk about it anyways, because if I can battle pineapple pizza lovers, we can talk about vaccines. So, anyways, Sandy asked about the fetal tissue issue of the vaccines and whether or not anybody was researching that. And I thought that was a really, really great question. It's something that we really need to take into consideration. Now, there's a bit of a misspeak that happens whenever you hear somebody say, sorry, Mr. Forkel is, he's being a bit vocal right now rather than sleeping like they're supposed to. Rather than being strictly honest, some people will say none of the vaccines have any fetal tissue in them. That technically would be true, right? So the Johnson & Johnson, the Pfizer, and then the other one, which I can't even believe I remember two of them. I should probably have written them all down. They're not going to actually have it in the vaccine. It's the research, the process to research them where that happens. So the Pfizer, it starts with a P, but it's PF, and then so it's a weird one. But that particular vaccine, they actually, Moderna, thank you, Mark, yes. They actually made sure in the Pfizer one that they did not use fetal tissue for even their testing. Thank you, honey. Aw, there's my handsome honey up there. Do you see him? He's trying to correct me. He's so amazing. I don't know how to pronounce that. Not a clue. You guys, I'm barely functioning with regular words. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyways, that particular one, that they're mentioning right here, that one was not, they did not involve any fetal tissue in even their testing. So whenever you hear somebody say there's not any fetal tissue in any of this, you guys are making a big fuss out of nothing. That's not actually technically true. It is in the testing stage where they use that tissue. Now, there's another issue with all of this that needs to be sort of clarified so that everybody can be on the same page. When we talk about fetal tissue being used, and it is actually used in a lot of stuff, not just vaccines. This is something that's used in, whenever I say used in, I mean in research of things. Not there's not actually a place where you're gonna physically be injected with those cells. You're actually, when we're discussing this problem, we're talking about these cells being used in the research. So they have to put the viruses, as far as vaccinations go, they send the virus through these cells to help with like diluting the effects and stuff of these things. So it's kind of a weird process. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't fully understand the process and why it's necessary. But anytime they talk about using these aborted cells, they are actually discussing it in the terms of during the research process. That was what they were used for. Now, hi Josh from Godcast podcast in the comment section. So the other thing that I wanted to mention about this is that when we're talking about the fetal cells, it's not coming from babies that have been aborted like recently. This is why this is so contentious. So essentially the cells that are being used now are not really aborted fetal cells because they are stemmed from this is such a weird way to put it. I don't know. It kind of creeps me out. They're grown, right? So, cells divide. And since the 60s, they've been using the same two aborted babies, the cells that they took from those two babies, and they've just divided them into all these times, like just a tremendously large amount of division. So you can't take a baby today that has been aborted and use its cells for anything. That was actually, and hopefully I'm not incorrect about the current laws, but whenever I was a child, that was made illegal. And I remember it because my mom at the time was working for a doctor who was involved in research that had to do with these cells, the stem cells, and was upset about all that. So, and I have no idea why that stuck in my memory whenever I can't remember, like, I don't know where I put keys ever, but that's something that is in my memory. But are any Christians less concerned with it because of precisely where the aborted babies are used is not the use of them overall a Christian point of contention? You're exactly right. And that is the thing that I feel like is necessary. So what I want to do whenever I answer these kind of questions is make sure that you're starting out from the front lines of this argument with all of the facts. So if you are arguing that you shouldn't be forced to take this vaccination because you're concerned about the process of using aborted cells in the research, and so you say, I'm not taking this vaccination because it's got aborted baby cells in it, and the person says, no, it doesn't have any. So you see how if you don't have the full information, the full set of information, the full facts, when you start out with this discussion, you can kind of get steamrolled. And I don't want any of you guys to get steamrolled. So these are the things that we need to be considering. So if somebody was to say to me, yeah, but those are from, cells that were divided and they went all the way back, my conscience is still not clean on that issue. Whenever it comes to a baby that was murdered, I don't want to use anything that benefited from that murder of that baby. And so this is such an issue that for the last 50 years, the scientific sort of pharmaceutical community has been trying to figure out all the other ways that they can do these sorts of tests without using that, because for most of like the last 50 years, this was just knowledge that everybody had, that people were either for or against, and there was no graying of the lines. But of course, everything has gray lines these days. There's so much stuff out there that is, aggressive. So many people are like, I'm not even going to talk to you if you won't, just do exactly what I want you to do. And so that actually shuts down the conversation for people on either side to say, I'm not going to talk to you if you get it. I'm not going to talk to you if you don't get it. Either side, that's a problem. We need to be sure to have these conversations. And because that happens so frequently these days, I think that information just sort of gets confused. And one side might even really genuinely believe that there's no aborted cells in any of this. And the other side may say it's all of the vaccines have it. But at least for sure from my research, the Pfizer, that one, they purposefully made sure that none of their research had. In their people have said that the reason why they were doing that is that they have been searching for other alternatives in their research. Another thing, and this is just off to the side, but something that was really, really weird to me is that whenever it was, when I was researching this, the response was always aimed towards Catholics, that the Roman Catholic Church is the only concern about this. And I thought that was really weird because I don't know a single Christian who hasn't considered this or talked to me about it. So I'm not really sure why there is this centering around that. We're all a little bit concerned, right? We're all a little weary of anything that is going into our bodies that they didn't do a lot of research. I mean, I know they did lots of research. I realize that this is something that was already being researched, but there wasn't a whole lot of time in between the phases of creating it and then testing to see how people are going to respond. I kind of like to have 5 to 10 years of hardcore understanding of what's going to happen to my body before you put stuff there. Also, I don't really particularly want to go get a shot. I've gotten the flu twice in the past 5 years because I don't want to get a flu shot. My husband works at the hospital, so it's you're going to get the flu. You're just going to get he's going to bring home the flu, and you're going to get the flu, and I'm still I don't want to get a shot. I don't want to sit down with a stranger touching me and be stuck in a chair while they're giving me a shot. So there's a lot about that in general that I have a hard time with, but I did want to make sure that I clarified that if you are getting the Pfizer shot, that does not have anything to do with aborted baby cells. That's not something that is an issue there. So if you're still concerned about it, the funny thing is I've had allergy shots my entire adolescence. Did you, Josh? Did they help? Did they help with your allergies? I might actually consider that, because there are some places in this country that I can't go because the second I step into those cities, Lubbock, Texas is for some really, really, really weird reason one of them. The second we get there, my eyes burst into weird red swollenness that wants to destroy my eyeliner. So the whole time we took an assignment in Lubbock, Texas, I couldn't wear makeup. Anyways, that was another squirrel. I hope that helps with the questions. The research has been done. A lot of research actually was done in advance to make sure that they were answering these questions. I think that's actually 90% of the problem with vaccines is that there's a miscommunication. There's a communication gap where people are on one side or the other, and they're either yelling at one another or they're ignoring one another. And so there's no information that's actually being given. And rather than just saying, you have to take it, this is good for you, you're going to do it because I want you to take it. There needs to be some actual conversations had where we are able to learn and understand so that we don't feel uncomfortable with these things. I don't even see why that should be a problem. My sister got those allergy shots. I still found their ingredients very concerning, but she's not health conscious and doesn't care. Interesting. I can share in the group if you would like some info I have received about vaccines and aborted tissues. Please do, James. That would be wonderful. I would really greatly appreciate that. I'm sure everybody else in the group would as well, since all of the little clips that I found and all the research that I looked into was used through secular means. I didn't link to any of it there, but of course, if you Google and you want to find out all that information, it'll be there. And thankfully, James will be adding that over in the group for sure. The shots I received consisted of local pollen and different types of grass. Oh, wow. Did it help? because I think some of it is pollen. You guys, this is really weird cross-contamination issue that we have here, even in North Dakota. There's a tree here that's proteins are very, very similar to bananas, and I'm allergic, and Kaylee is allergic to that tree. So during the spring here in Bismarck, North Dakota, we can't eat bananas because our body responds the same way to bananas as it would do to the tree, and our tongues get all swollen, and it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. So anyways, hopefully that answered that question. And let's see the next question. Oh, this one was actually sent to me directly as a private message. So this particular wonderful new listener asked for clarification on the podcast channel because, of course, I do a horrible job with this, but we have other people podcasting on the hub. So, you know, we get new podcasters in. Sometimes podcasters have to stop podcasting. Things like that happen. And so it can be a little bit confusing because I don't have that on the YouTube page. So the podcasting hub is a channel. The YouTube page is just me. So over on the podcasting channel, you might find other podcasts throughout the week, whereas mine will always be on Monday because unlike YouTube, downloading into a podcasting stream is really, really quick and easy. But hopefully that clarifies that. Usually we have, 2 or 3 other people, sometimes not. What about a teaspoon of sugar? I missed something in the comments. I was going to bring up honey, but I didn't know. You know what? I wanted to try that if it would be too crunchy. That's funny. That is really, really funny. No, I think that there's actually been some really good research, Lindsay, into if you eat pollen or eat honey taken from your local area's pollen, that it will help you with your allergies. It's not going to make it go away. It's not like a magic pill or anything, but it's supposed to help. But I couldn't find any honey here that was from local honey bees and stuff, which is weird because if you just travel like 30 minutes anywhere in any direction, first of all, you're immediately in the middle of nowhere because there is no other towns for like 300 or 400 years. And also there are bee boxes everywhere. They're just bee boxes everywhere. So like the whole time you're driving, you're getting hit by all these bees. It's horrible. So the rest of her question is actually wondering if I speak at women's meetings or retreats. I've never been asked this before, so I thought I might as well put this on here because I thought that was a really cool thing to be asked. It's very rare that I get asked something new that I haven't been asked like on the blog since I was blogging before podcasting. So I thought this was kind of cool. I have participated, of course, in the Open Hearts Conference for the last couple of years, being the, I think there's a better word for it besides DJing. I sort of, not hosted it, but I don't know. There's a better word for it that I thought was cooler than DJing it, but I'm the technical director of the Open Hearts Conference, so I am usually involved in that sort of capacity. And anytime Brooke mentions whether or not I want to teach, I usually say, if you can find no one else, I'm your gal. Surely you can find someone better. Surely there is somebody out there that is better educated and has been a believer longer. I'm there for emergencies, okay? But I think it would be really fun to speak at a meeting or retreat. I'm sure it sounds fun from this perspective, but if I was going to be doing it, I bet I would be absolutely horrified and terrified, and I'd be asking you guys to pray for me. But I thought that was a fun question, so I thought I'd throw that in there. Last question that I received, this one is actually, I don't know if I've mentioned this to you guys, but since I got saved back in 2015, when my daughter, my beautiful daughter that you guys just got to see, was 4, she has been asking me questions that are very intense theological questions since I got saved. And I don't know what happened because before that there were no intense questions, but all of a sudden I got saved and all of a sudden she was asking me these super intense questions. Maybe it was because I was listening to like pastors and reading scripture and stuff quite often, but from the age of 4 on, she was asking me things like, were there babies that died in the flood of Noah? Where we used to call him the bad angel, Satan. She asked one time, where does the bad angel go whenever he dies? So lots of really intense theological questions from my sweet little daughter. This one is one for her as well. Not for her, from her. But Calvin was only converted for 2 years when he did all his big, amazing stuff. That's Calvin, though. I'm the squirrely little host of the podcast. Can't, nope, I don't think I can compare myself to Calvin even after 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Why was he so intelligent is my thing. Like, what is it? It's just that back then they didn't have distractions quite like we have today. Because, I mean, I can be studying and be super excited. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Calvin actually, you can read his commentaries. And they're free. I love free stuff. Isn't it so much fun? Like, one of my favorite things about church history is that everything is free after like 100 years. You can read all of the Edward stuff, all of the Brainerd stuff, all of the well, not all of the Spurgeon stuff, but a lot of the Spurgeon stuff, all of the John Bunyan stuff. I mean, all that stuff. John Owens, these guys, their stuff was free. Well, it wasn't free. It's free now because it's, all in PDF form, and it's surpassed its little copyright issues and stuff. So you can read all of Calvin's commentaries. I think he did every single book except for Revelation, I think, before he died. You're right, Mayoshi, same God. Different brains, though. Not to compare, just to say God can give people. You're so sweet. You guys are so sweet. You have been watching this show long enough to know that your squirrely little host is a good I think Mayoshi actually gave me the word moderator. I can moderate stuff because I'm goofy and people want to laugh in between serious topics. I can do that. And I'll totally teach. I will totally teach somebody if they want me to because they can't find anybody else to do it. I'll totally do it, but I'll do it in a really goofy, squirrely way where every now and then we get serious because theology is serious, but then the rest of it is goofy. Just don't think about pineapple wires. It's going to happen that I'm going to go to one of these things and there's going to be like pizza provided for everybody, but it's all going to be pineapple pizza, and I'm going to have to like hold my tongue and not be like, heresy, blasphemy. What did Phil Johnson say? He called it an abomination. Yep, he called it an abomination. He also said that he's never in his life seen John MacArthur eat pineapple pizza, so I feel like that's pretty close to suggesting that we shouldn't eat it ourselves. But Kaylee's question is, that's funny, your dream conference. Pineapple pizza. Gross. Sorry. It's so much fun though. This is such a fun thing. Kaylee's question was actually about why we don't follow the Old Testament laws. We have the 10 Commandments, and we know that those are important and that they are still, they're Jesus quoted them, and he talked about how he didn't want like a jot and a tittle to be removed and all that good stuff. But there's a difference between that and what she was actually asking me about was like the laws that were given to Israel. And so I thought that was a fun question. First of all, it's fun because I love whenever my daughter asks me really cool questions. She has these really cool questions that really, from the first moment that I was saved all the way up until even now, they caused me to search into scripture for these deep questions and these thoughtful things in an extremely urgent way, because I didn't want her to ask me a question and me give her an unbiblical answer to that because I wasn't prepared. So, of course, we can always just say, let me look into that and then I'll come back. But, for a kid, that's kind of a hard answer. It's also not something that she likes to hear if I ever say, and she shut me down on this one so many times, well, God's ways are not our ways. She shuts that down pretty quickly. She's like, yes, I know. I've heard that verse before, but I want you to answer this question. So I need the answer to this question. Not that obfuscation. Okay, give me the answer. Squirrels eating pineapple pizzas would be the greatest observation. If that ever happened, I would just die a happy person. I have seen squirrels eating pizza, but there was no way to prove whether or not it was pineapple pizza. The only evidence that we really have is this, and it's not actually helpful because that squirrel is taking the pineapple pizza to throw it away where it belongs, in the trash. So, my answer to her was that we have, in the Old Testament, there are 3 different laws basically given. So we have the 10 Commandments, and then there's a third one that I didn't write down, and so now I can't remember. But the other kind is the judicial laws. The judicial laws that we see in the Old Testament were given to Israel. We are not Israel. In 70 AD, the temple was destroyed, and there is now no more ability to go and fulfill the sacrifices. Of course, there's also no longer a need to fulfill the sacrifices because Jesus was that sacrifice, but they don't believe that Jesus was the Messiah. So from the perspective of Judaism and the Old Testament laws, the judicial laws that were set down there, those were given to their country, and they were supposed to follow those laws to be separate from everybody, all the other countries surrounding them. That separation was was part of it, right? So to say, look, we're going to do things a little bit differently here. It was about obedience, but it was also about recognizing that they were not capable of actually cleaning themselves. And so that's why we see in the Old Testament so many times where God is like, I hate your sacrifices. I hate your worship, your new moons and all those things, because they were not actually being obedient in the way that they were doing it. They were being prideful. They were saying, look, I've sacrificed all these things, or look how righteous I am. They were cleaning the outside of the cup rather than the inside of the cup. And so even then we still see these issues in the Old Testament where the laws that were given weren't actually given as a means of making them righteous. That wasn't what it was about. And thank goodness for that, because you guys, I really do like me some bacon. I mean, I'm just saying. I can't wait for my son to ask deep questions. I went on a rant at bedtime on Easter about penal substitutionary atonement, and he just mouth open stared at me because he's 5. That is so funny. I love that topic, though. That's a really, really fun one. Yes, King Saul is a prime example. That is right, Josh. Very good point. Okay, so that is all the questions that I have for you guys today. There's a couple of prayer requests, and but just before I forget, I did link to the episode that I did on law and liberty in the descriptions, because I discussed this over on that episode, which was really a fun episode to record. And so I put that in the descriptions in case you guys want to check it out. It's down there, and it's got a lot more information about that topic. So that's it for the questions. A couple of prayer requests that I have. I don't know if you guys saw this. It was actually really, really heartbreaking, but Paul Washer put out a video mentioning children, and he couldn't say the country or even the situation because it was unsafe to discuss it, but that there were children in another country that were in danger, very serious danger for their, not just their life, but also for horrible things to possibly happen to them. And then, of course, danger for their lives. So he did ask that we would all pray, and I just wanted to mention that here and ask that you guys would join us all in praying for those children. We don't know what country they're in, but we do know that they are children, and that is always really, really difficult to hear. It's hard to hear that this is happening and we can't stop it. So I wanted to mention that so that you guys could be praying with me. Also, in the prayer request today, we have a prayer request from Josh asking for continual prayer for his ex-wife who's still recovering from surgery. We talked about that, I think last week or the week before that. I'm not exactly sure. But luckily, while she recovers, it's given Josh an opportunity to encourage her with scripture. So if you guys could be praying for her recovery, but also for salvation as he continues to go to scripture, that would be awesome. You guys join me in prayer for that. I think that's it. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. I cannot believe this, that I've gone an hour, and I was so pumped because I was like, I'm going to keep it under 30 minutes this time, and then I didn't. I don't know how to do that. Apparently, I'm talking as fast as I can, and I still never ever seem to manage to keep it under 30 minutes. But that is it. That's all I have for you, wonderful humblebees. I will see. Wait, no, I didn't tell you guys about what's happening on Monday. See, I knew I was forgetting something. I totally knew I was forgetting something. I just didn't remember what I was forgetting. That's the problem. Monday's episode is actually going to be about eschatology, so I'm a little nervous, but very excited about it. It's something that I wanted to do an episode about. This isn't going to be an opinion piece where I tell you guys, like, oh, this is what I think is right, and all of you other guys. It's not like pineapple pizza, where I'm like, pineapple pizza is clearly heretical. And that this is not. That's not what I'm going to do. I actually wanted to discuss the different opinions, because whenever I got saved, I didn't know there were any different opinions. I thought there was just the one. I had never heard of anything else. I had literally never heard of anything. Like, if you were really weird, you were mid-trip. But most of the people that I knew were pre-trib or post-trib. And so that was the only thing that I ever knew about. So I'm going to be discussing all of that so everybody has a little bit better of an idea of what, the different opinions are, and give you guys plenty of resources so that you can do even more research. So that's what's happening on Monday. So that is literally all I have for you, wonderful humblebees. So I will see you guys then or next Friday. So make sure that you're sending me your squirrels and your cool videos. Where do I stand, Josh? You're just going to have to wait until Monday to hear about that. See what I did there? I'm going to make you watch. This is horrible. It's a horrible cliffhanger. Anyways, I do totally love you, humblebees, and I'll see you all next week. Bye, guys.